Welcome to the M26 FIT Podcast, where we explore the connection between having a strong mind and a strong body. Today's guest is Max Plath, a professional NRL player. Welcome to the podcast, mate.
Thanks, mate. Thanks for having me.
Firstly, mate, congratulations on your contract with the Dolphins.
No, thank you. Yeah, thank you very much.
Must be exciting. So your dad was also a footy player. So you tell us a bit about your childhood and what it was like growing up.
Yeah. So two other brothers. So child of three, middle child. Footy's everything really growing up. So every afternoon playing in our street with all our neighbours, and then going to training and sport and running, everything. Yeah, there's a lot of sport and a lot of footy, and a lot of fun growing up. Yeah.
So as a son of a footballer, how was that?
No, it's good. It's good. It's obviously got its challenges as well. At the same time, everyone thinks you are where you are because of the old man or a lot of stuff like that, and comes with the challenges. But it is what it is. I've learnt to put up with it, and wouldn't want to have it any other way. Really, it's fine.
So you were born and bred in Brizzy?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So Birkdale, grew up in Birkdale, just like probably 10 minutes further south from Wynnum, and then moved to Wynnum around 12, and been there ever since.
So what high school did you go to?
Went to Iona College. So me and my brothers all went to Iona. It was just a all boys school, Catholic school, in Wynnum. Played a lot of union there, and it was a great school, really good school.
You're like me, you suffer from middle child syndrome a
bit.
That's right.
Yeah, that's right. But don't get a lot of attention. Yeah, put up with a bit of crap, but yeah.
It's a bit of fun. So, all right, as a full-time rugby league player, can you give us a few insights into your training and how you prepare for a game, both physically and mentally?
Yeah. So in season, it's pretty laid back. Like we obviously have our training sessions, and those days are very intensive, and you're trying to get better, and in that environment, it's very cutthroat almost. So it's all about getting better, improving, being honest with each other, and obviously preparing for the game. In my downtime, I like to kick back and relax a little bit. But leading up to games, you don't really want to overthink it. That's my thing, really. I like preparing myself as best I can, but as soon as I get to the game, then I can worry about it once it's in front of me, sort of thing. So I don't like to overthink. I'm a bit of a chronic overthinker, so that mental side of it has been just as important as the physical side for me. So just trying to learn on the fly and kind of, pick stuff up from other people, and just keep getting better and better. That's the main thing.
One of your training days, what does one of those look like for you?
Yeah, it's full on. So we'll go in early around 6:37. We'll have our prep screening, whether that's checking your weight or getting strapped for the day. Then we'll go do video for about an hour to an hour and a half. After that, we'll go straight out onto the field. We'll probably the most you'll be out there is probably 2 hours. So we'll be out there for a while, and then you'll come back, have a rest, go have gym, and then whether you're doing contact or not that day, then you'll go do contact after lunch, and then after that it's about 2 or 3. So pack up, go home. But that's a pretty big day. That's taking a lot out of you. It's a lot of training then. Yeah.
And how many days a week did you have to do that?
Including contact, probably only have one big intensive contact session. Other clubs do it differently. I think under Wayne, he likes to keep it just to one a week. That's what, since I've been there, we've mainly had. So without contact, we'll have probably 2 full training days, maybe a captain's run. But then other times we may come in to do massage or recovery, whether that's, ice baths or whatever. So, 3 to 4 times, I'd say, a week. Changes all the time based on short turnarounds or whether we have a week off or whatever happens there.
And how many staff? So there's obviously a fair bit of staff at a professional rugby club?
Yeah, definitely. So we have all different components all working together. So you obviously have the front office, but then you have your head of performance, and then he has sport exercise scientists below him or strength and conditioning coaches. And then that's just on the physical preparation side of it. So we have Phil Jauncey as our sports psychologist, and then you have the coaching sector where we have Wayne obviously at the top. Then we have Wolfie and Feensy as well, who are our assistant coaches. So you get all that, and then you have nutritionists in there, and, you know, the CEOs and other coaches, assistant coaches all want to come in from different areas, whether that's the Queensland Cup or whatever. So there's a lot of people that are involved in an everyday training session. So it's awesome. Like, the only thing you can do is get better there. Like, everyone wants to help you improve, and it's a really good environment to be a part of.
That's awesome. What about a video session? What sort of, you're just looking at the previous game, or you're looking at future games? What stuff do you get out of the video sessions?
Yeah, you get a lot. Yeah, sometimes they can be very scary if you had a bad game, or, but just depends. If it's at the start of the week, we're probably reviewing the game that just passed, and, you know, our sports scientist and data scientist, he will cover a whole lot of statistics and stuff and feed it to the coaches, and the coaches will know exactly where we went wrong or what's going on, and can kind of paint a picture for us athletes to understand, as a team or as an individual, I need to do this better or that better. The review is normally the scary part, coming back in the game. So just in case you had a bad game, no one wants to sit there and get criticised, but it's something you got to do. And at the end of the week, we'll do a review of the game coming. So if we have the opposing side that's not actually in the 17, we'll try and replicate the team coming up for that week. So just stuff like that. That's what video is used for, mainly to review and then to also get prepared for what's going on the next week.
Okay. So you're saying then, so you get the team that you're about to play, so you'll actually form a squad and pretend to be that other team and have some practice sessions. Is that right?
It's a bit late. Like, it happens so late. We're trying to figure out plays and that they do. But there's a big squad of probably 34 odd players. So the 17 that get picked, there's obviously another 17 there that can form another side. So it's just, finding positions or like what players are the most important players for the opposition and who can be flagged as that player, just so we can get used to how they attack. And for the opposition side that's trying to replicate the side, it's hard because obviously that NRL side has had so many reps and they can perform their attacking systems really good. So it's hard for a team to just have one video session and then all of a sudden replicate it. You know what I mean? So it's still helps a lot, but it's difficult. Yeah.
So sports scientists. So what sort of what measuring do they do?
Yeah. Phil Jauncey is his name. He's really smart fella. He's I don't know exactly how they measure or like how they actually go about their practice, but he's very much a person that talks to everyone and wants people to interact with what he's saying and kind of understand where everyone's headspaces are at. He has this thing where he'll call people mozzies. Like if you're the type of personality that's a bit extrovert and you're a mozzie, then if you're not being a mozzie in your game lead up, then there's something wrong, if that makes sense. So he kind of, there's other archetypes, I guess it's called, that he has for other people as well. I'm not exactly sure what I am yet, but he has certain players that are mozzies, and if they're before the game not communicating or being themselves, then you can kind of tell that they're not being themselves and they're going to go perform badly. So he actually encourages you to be yourself. And if you are a mozzie, go be a mozzie, that sort of stuff. So he's, I guess it's more intangible stuff. You can't really measure it. But no, he's awesome. Yeah, he's really good. I've taken a lot from him so far.
Fantastic. All right, let's jump into the M26 at 26. You ready?
Yeah, no worries.
Who's the smartest person you've sat in a room with and why?
I think my mum will be pretty disappointed I didn't say her. But no, it's not my mum. But when the first thing that comes to mind is probably Phil Jauncey. He's pretty, like, I've learnt so much from him. There's obviously so many people that I could say are so smart. But at the moment, I think Phil Jauncey, the sports cycle we're just talking about, is, incredible to be around.
Fantastic. And what's been the most important lesson that you've ever learnt?
I think the most important lesson I've learnt, just kind of from growing up, is just to do the best you possibly can do with everything. I think the most talented person will always lose to the person that does their best. Just over a time span, over time, it's just going to happen. So I think for me, I haven't always been the fastest or the strongest or the fittest or the smartest. So it's just, for me, it's just effort and
consistency.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, being persistent with it, doing your best every single time. So I definitely think just consistency, being, putting effort forward.
Too true. And describe your definition of discipline.
Yeah, well, obviously, discipline can be a bit different for everyone, but it's kind of the action of repeated effort. And it's extremely difficult. Like, I don't know anyone that has been disciplined their whole life, or very few people. Everyone can fall into bad habits at some stage. So for me, yeah, being disciplined is just sticking with the course, understanding that you're going to fall off, but just getting back on the horse sort of thing, and just being persistent with your effort over time.
Just keep turning up.
That's right, yeah. Yeah, that's right.
All right, I got to ask this. What's Wayne Bennett really like as a person and as a coach?
Yeah, he's awesome. He's you can tell why he's so successful. He's a really good people's person, and yeah, it's been an honour to actually get to meet him and hear so many positive stories about him, especially from my old man. He loved him, so yeah, he's awesome, and he's a really good coach. He's can get the best out of his players, and yeah, you can tell why he's such a successful coach.
Because he actually coached your father too,
Yeah,
didn't he?
That's right. Yeah, so he coached my dad from, I don't know exactly when they started, but they went on to win 4 premierships together from, I think, 91 to 99. So he's got a bit of a history with Wayne. So pretty cool to be the son of an ex-player that's also been coached by the same guy. So it's yeah, it's pretty weird how things happen, but yeah, it's cool.
So is this the first time that Wayne's actually coached a father and a son?
Look, I could be wrong, but I think so. Yeah.
It's pretty special.
Yeah, it is pretty special, yeah. You don't really think about it, but yeah, it is pretty cool. He's been around there for a while.
Having your old man doing 4 premierships, that's pretty impressive too, isn't it?
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. It's some big shoes to fill sort of thing, but it's yeah, it's cool. It is cool.
What do you think the greatest decision you've ever made is?
Yeah, it's a tough one. I think probably going to the Dolphins at this stage has, it's kind of changed my life almost. Like it's pretty cool. So I think joining the Dolphins has been the biggest decision so far.
So how long ago did you sign that contract? It was just early this year, wasn't it?
It was only early this year. So initially I wasn't signed with them for 2023. I did a preseason with the Broncos last year. So November to December they have a 7-week block. And I did that preseason with the Broncos, hoping to try and get an extension with the Broncos. Didn't end up happening. Went back to Wynnum, played Queensland Cup, which is just the reserve grade. And luckily enough, I just happened to cover a couple positions that they were lacking, and played their reserve grade side, the Redcliffe Dolphins, I think in round 3 it was. And I played all right, got man of the match, and a couple of days later, my manager called me just saying there's an opportunity there, and shot up next day basically and had a chat to Peter O'Sullivan, who's the recruitment officer there, and Wayne, and they were pretty keen to get me on board. So it's pretty crazy how just an opportunity arises, and yeah, I kind of didn't know it would happen that way, but it's yeah, it's awesome to pan out the way it has. So yeah.
And then how long after that did you have your first grade debut? Was that over in New Zealand?
It was in New Zealand, yeah. So probably 2 months. I think I've been there for 3 months now. So 2 months it happened, yeah. So just getting in there and getting familiar with all the players, and yeah, just once again, like, just injuries happen, and unfortunate enough for some players, it just gives opportunities for others, and yeah, no, so it was awesome. Yeah, dream come true.
Grabbed it with both hands. Well done.
Yeah, I suppose so. We lost on the day, but yeah, hopefully there's a couple more to come this year. We'll see how we go.
Did you play right?
I tried my best. I mean, that's all I base my game off, just effort and
You had a few tackles, if I can remember correctly.
Felt like I made 1,000, yeah. They were running at me all day, but I just got to get familiar in those positions. I haven't played a lot of hooker, so it's just trying to get familiar with covering a lot of positions. That'll help me, especially in my sort of utility role at the club. So yeah, I still got a lot of lessons and a lot of growth in me. So yeah, that's what's happening at the moment.
Good on you. And the most practical advice that you've ever received?
Most practical advice, something I still probably struggle with, but it's just probably not to worry about other people's opinions. Kind of, it's something you can't control at all. So it's something that I still struggle with, like, especially in this age of social media and stuff. So yeah, definitely just to, kind of be critical of yourself and not listen to other people's opinions and still be honest with yourself. And you still need to listen to your coaches, but just kind of close your circle in. Don't have to broaden your circle and listen to everyone's opinion. You're not going to please everyone. So that's my kind of thing, yeah.
Probably take a leaf out of the sports psych book.
That's right,
if you're a mosquito, be a mosquito. So just be you and don't worry what everyone thinks.
Exactly right. Yeah, exactly right.
That's well said. What drives you, Max? What gives you inspiration?
Probably my family and friends. I do a lot of my things for my family or for my future self, support myself. So probably my family is my biggest inspiration. My brothers I'm probably best mates with my brothers. So just doing everything for my family and my dad's side especially is rugby league mad. So they come to all my games, basically watch everything, and can't miss a beat with them. So they'll be on to you as soon as you have a bad game. So they're big inspiration for me, and
That younger brother of yours, he's a up and coming footy player.
Yeah,
too,
he is. Yeah, he loves his rugby league. Geordie, he's a good little footy player. He's going all right at the moment too. So he's someone that is improving rapidly, and really happy for him.
Could be a future teammate.
You never know. Yeah, you never know.
Did you have a childhood idol growing up or a player that you looked up to?
So rugby league wise, Darren Lockyer. I think he was awesome. He played with my old man and kind of was a little bit younger than him. So came into when I was growing up, he was a player that I can remember being awesome. And in the other space and just in sport in general, I think LeBron James is probably my biggest idol. Just the way he can take care of himself and how he's been such a role model for so many people. And you never hear a bad word about him getting into strife, and he's been around for, I think he's 38, 39 years old now, been doing it for years. So he's an incredible individual and athlete. So he's definitely a childhood role model that I've had as well.
Stand up, good bloke.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. That's right.
Have you had a chance to meet Darren Lockyer?
Yes, I have. Not formally. I've met him a couple of times. I used to ball boy all the Broncos games too, so just see him around the club, and I still see him every now and again at games and stuff, but I haven't met him formally, no. But
Cool. You got a favourite saying, Max?
Favourite saying? There's a couple I have. Like there's a good one is like, all know the way, but few can walk it. I think that's a good saying of just, it's the path is, going to be hard sort of thing. But another good one is I think Billy Slater, the Queensland coach, says a lot, is just being where your feet are. Not being projected out too far, worrying about the future, just being where you are now and worrying about what's in front of you. That's a good saying. So I float between a couple, but
So being present.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Good advice. What are you passionate about?
Passionate. I love surfing. Been trying to get into golf a little bit more. I remember talking about this the other day. I just got to get a little bit better at that. And when it's a bit cold, I like to play golf. So surfing, golf, camping. I don't mind camping and hanging out with mates and just having fun. Yeah.
Where do you like to go surfing?
Gold Coast is normally the great, where all the good surfers, but love going to Straddie. Haven't been to Straddie in a while. We grew up going to Straddie a lot, me and my mates, so that's a really good spot there. But trying to explore a little bit more, go down south, North Coast, New South Wales, or even down to Sydney, Newcastle, just having a look around, explore the east coast of Australia. But Gold Coast is normally where the good surf is, so try to get there as much as I can.
Nice. And if you had to describe yourself in 3 words?
Yeah, I don't know. I'd probably go persistent, focused, and I guess I'd say honest with myself, sometimes a bit too honest, but honest with myself.
That's 3 good qualities, mate. Well done.
Yeah, thank you.
What are your goals and aspirations? Do you have anything you want to get done? So, because how old are you now?
21.
21. So maybe say before you're 25, you got what's on the radar for you?
Yeah, I guess by 25 I want to save up for a house at least, have something there, play hopefully a handful of NRL games by then, obviously that sort of stuff is out of my control. But when I've travelled a little bit, looked around, and obviously remain healthy. I don't want, in rugby league we kind of age like dogs to go. It's a pretty brutal game, so just trying to stay healthier hopefully, and yeah, hopefully save up for a house by then. That'd be a good goal financially.
Look after yourself.
That's right, yeah. Some things you can't control. It's a pretty brutal game, so.
Right. So speaking of goal setting, once you've set a goal for yourself, do you have like a system or a process that you use to achieve that goal?
Yeah, I do. My family knows this. I've got some friends that notice it too. I like to set like obviously a macro goal, like if obviously we use a house for an example, if you were to save up for a house, but I like to break it down into a couple of micro goals, so just steps, and just putting it in physical locations where I can see it. So on my phone, I'll have a list of goals on my lock screen or on my mirror at home.
Visualizing.
Yeah, basically, just reminding yourself. Sometimes you can get off path just with going down bad habits, or just, just life that gets in the way. So just staying on the path and just nailing each goal at a time, little steps to get there. So that's the only way to get there. So, yeah, macro, then micro, then I just kind of just remind myself and stay on the path.
It's a great system, that, because quite often it's difficult to get, it's easy to get too far ahead of yourself, and just to be focusing on those little small gradual steps to get you where you need to get to, and before you know it, it's there.
Yeah, exactly right. And it's so simple. It's just doing it. Yeah, that's all. But yeah, it works for me, so sticking to it.
Tell us about a game-changing moment that you've had in your life.
I'd love to say obviously signing with the Dolphins, but game-changing moment, probably our 21s grand final was a big one for me. Yeah, that kind of just taught me a lot of lessons when I had a ACL, MCL surgery reconstruction, and previous to that, leading up to that grand final and winning it with my mates. That was a pretty life-changing moment, just a lot of lessons leading up to that moment. So
that was just post the recovery of that ACL injury, wasn't it?
Yeah, 9.5 months it was, yeah. So
you got back and you played the last few games.
Yeah, so yeah, previous to that, I've obviously torn my ACL and MCL and was told that there was a 12-month period before I'd actually be able to play, and that basically rid off the whole season. But I was also told at the same time there's been stories of players that have gotten back, like Will Genia. He told me he had to get back 6 months post ACL operation to qualify for the World Cup, and he did it. So stories like that you hear from your surgeon just gave me a bit of inspiration, and got back 9.5 months and managed to fit in 3 regular round games and then 4 games all the way to the grand final. So I got 7 games in, and yeah, just to win it with my mates and that at the end, it was just like a massive journey, and I learnt so much in that period, and I kind of have held on to it. Like I hold it close to me, like personally, but it's something I've learnt heaps from. So
tell us a little bit about that game, that grand final game.
Yeah, it was back and forth. It was we were against a good Townsville side, really strong Townsville side, and it was at Redcliffe, so KO Stadium, where our home games are held now. But I was playing for Wynnum under 21s Colts grand final, and we went all the way to double overtime. So we went overtime. We having shots at goals. I hit one on the upright, bounced off. They went down, missed theirs. Went to double overtime, and it was off a kickoff. And one of our front rowers, Caius, he went up, great take. You don't expect that from your front rowers, and he gave us an opportunity. We went down, and I was basically 15 meters in front, like you couldn't have missed it. But I hit it, and it was just a pretty cool moment.
Field goal.
Yeah. So won by the 1 point. Had 2 shots at it.
You kicked the winning field goal.
Yeah. So it was a pretty cool moment for myself and my teammates. They see me go through that whole journey, and just learnt so much from that. We
all dream of that, don't we? We all dream of kicking that scoring that final point in a grand final.
Yeah, it is what you dream about. Yeah, especially as a halfback. That's like, that's
epic.
Your bread and butter. It was epic. Yeah, it was awesome. Yeah,
fantastic. Tell us about a life-changing moment. Have you had one of those in your life yet?
I'm not too sure, really. Probably, obviously, signing with the Dolphins. I don't want to keep repeating that, but
That's a fair achievement, though.
Yeah, it has changed my life, to be fair, but not off the top of my head. I can't think of anything particular. Yeah.
What about your actual ACL injury? Did you find that to be a pretty bit of a low moment?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's more just so that you're separated from your teammates, as in like you obviously play with them and train with them week in, week out, and now you kind of can't do anything at all, so you're immediately separated, and it's a lonely journey. I was lucky to have another friend of mine that also did his ACL, so he kind of helped me through that as well. We helped each other, and yeah, it's a horrible injury to have. Like, you don't wish it upon anyone. It's such a long journey, and yeah, like the re-injury rates and stuff that can happen too, or play with yourself. So it's yeah, it's a difficult journey, but you learn so much from it in hindsight. But at the time, you feel like it's never going to end. It's yeah, it's a tough journey.
Bit of a character building
exercise.
Yeah,
exactly right. 100%. Yeah, that's all you can take from it.
All right. So nutrition, Max, how important is that for you, and what role do the coaching staff in that have guiding you, the players? Because you mentioned before, so as part of the staff there at the Dolphins, they've actually got a nutritionalist. Is that right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, and she's really good. She's she works closely with every single person there, and it's also just measuring your body metrics, you know, like your weight, your skin folds, your fat percentages, and just giving you you know, information on how to take care of yourself. As athletes, you know, we do need a balanced diet. You need to have your carbs. You need to have enough protein. You need to, you know, you need to be persistent with what you're eating. If you're blowing out, they are pretty strict on you. They want you to cut back straight away. So your body is your you know, where you play your sport, and it's really important to have a really fit body and mind. So obviously nutrition is like the leading factor for that. So, yeah, no, they're really good there. They don't miss a beat on you. You can't hide. There's no hiding at all. So you got to be super honest with yourself and yeah.
So how often do they do the skin folds and the weighing?
Yeah, so the weighing is pretty well daily. So we do definitely every Monday, and then I know a lot of players weigh themselves a lot. The skin folds, depending on what range you're sitting in, can be either fortnightly, weekly, monthly. For me, I think I do it every fortnight.
Very much on the monitoring, making sure that you're not doing the right thing.
Yeah, exactly right. Yeah, and they even provide food at the club. So like if you're, you know, don't have a diet or like anything, they actually have food for you there to follow, and they have a whole bunch of plans for you to follow, and yeah, they don't miss a beat. They're awesome there.
So different players, obviously different body types, they're going to have different diets.
Yeah, exactly right. Yeah, exactly right.
So we touched on this, I think, a bit earlier, but the biggest challenge that you've ever faced in your career, and how and what got you through it, was that the ACL, or has there been?
Yeah, I think so. So far in my playing career, definitely the ACL.
So how long ago was that?
That was in 2020. Yeah.
So you went through all of that recovery in the middle of COVID.
Yeah, literally. Yeah. So no one could go out anyway, so I was stuck in there. But pretty lonely time still at the same time. You can't see any mates, or I think mainly my family and that were really good, and they helped me out. Like, I've obviously got two brothers, and they're some of my best mates, so they helped me a lot. But yeah, it's a lonely time. Yeah.
Good. Your favourite activity or hobby that you enjoy outside of footy?
Yeah. Surfing, golf,
Yep.
camping, hanging out with my girlfriend. Yeah, she's awesome. So yeah, just staying busy. I like to stay active, keep moving. I like going for runs when I can. Been looking to, you know, either get into swimming or something else that's, you know, a little bit less contact on the body and you can still stay fit. So yeah, just staying active. Yeah, hanging out with your mates, and yeah.
They don't do any pool work as part of the recovery sessions with the footy guys? They do, yeah.
Yeah, they do, yeah. So we have the Redcliffe Dolphins facility is pretty good there. So we have.
I was going to say, you're a dolphin, so you need to get in the water, don't you?
Yeah, that's right, yeah. I don't swim like a dolphin, I sink. But yeah, no, we have a pool there that we can use, and pretty well 24/7 access, I think. So it's yeah, no, they got everything there.
Deep question now. So if you could change one thing in the world, what would that be?
Probably my height. No, it's no, I don't know. Probably nothing, to be honest with you. I'm pretty happy with how it is. Like, obviously, there's a lot of stuff in the world that you don't wish upon anyone, but yeah, I don't know. Maybe if I could change one, it would probably be like probably hunger. I guess you wouldn't want anyone to go hungry, but yeah, that would solve a lot of problems, I think, in a lot of poor countries. Yeah.
Not that short, are you? What are you, 5'10", 5'11"?
Short 5'10". Yeah. Probably tall 5'9". Yeah.
Oh, that's probably got its advantages on the footy field, though, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Old
You
Alfie
don't want to be too tall.
How tall's Alfie Langer?
Oh, I don't know. Probably 5'4".
Yeah.
5'5".
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
Bigger than him.
Yeah. It's not hard.
So success habits, Mab. Name 3 things that you do consistently every day.
Yeah, so learning's a big thing for me. So either studying, reading, listening to podcasts or YouTube videos, exercise, and just making progress towards any goal I have set. So they're my 3 things I really need to nail every day. And yeah, after a while, like at this stage, I do it naturally without even thinking about it, like it's something I have to do. So that's just like the habits that you ingrain over time become so natural that you need to do them.
Exactly. Yeah, good habits. Your biggest regret?
I'm not sure. I've got a lot of regrets in games specifically, and yeah, I don't really like to let them weigh me down, sort of regrets. But yeah, it'd probably be the most recent game I played. I probably had a couple of mistakes in that. So,
how does a sports psych? How do they react in relation to that? Is it big on trying to just put that behind you and focus on the next game?
I think so. Yeah, it's a lot. Obviously, what's done is done. And you made a mistake. No one means to make a mistake. So there's no point dwelling on the past or letting it affect you. I think the good players you see, especially across all sports, have a really short memory. They'll make a mistake and forget about it and do the exact same thing 2 seconds later. And, they nail it. So, yeah, definitely just moving quickly, reacting to the next thing, reacting to what's in front of you. Yeah.
That's too true, isn't it? When you do look at those good players and they'll do something, make a mistake, and 5 seconds later, like you said, they're trying the exact same thing and it comes off this time and leads to a winning game.
Yeah, exactly right. Yeah.
What's a typical week look like for you?
Yeah, so Mondays we're probably going for recovery. Tuesday's probably a full day of training. Wednesday we'll probably have a massage, recovery again. Thursday probably a full day, and then whether the game's on a Friday, Saturday, Sunday, we'll have a captain's run before. So that's just a short, sharp, probably 45-minute session.
Sorry, what do you mean by a full day? So Thursday, full day. Is that full training day?
Yeah. A full day, so going in, doing video, training, gym, contact, yeah.
Cool. That sounds reasonably full on a few of those days, and then you get a few days to kick back and maybe
it's nothing compared to preseason. I think that's the reason why they have such an intense preseason. For that 2 or 3 months you have there, you're basically doing that every single day. Probably with one rest day, and you're going Monday, Tuesday, rest Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, maybe a Saturday session. So they smash it. In preseason, it's not a happy place to be sometimes. Once you get out of preseason and the season starts, everything peels back and it's a lot less stressful and easier. So at the moment it's great. Yeah.
And preseason's in the middle of summer too, isn't it?
Yeah, very hot. Very hot, yeah.
What are you most proud of?
Proud of, I guess, representing my family, my friends, going out and performing for my grandparents and my parents, and they love watching me play, and I get really proud to represent them, and to be a Dolphin. I'm very proud to be a Dolphin as well.
Parents and your grandparents, that must be proud when they see their son or grandson run out onto the footy field on television. That's something pretty special, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a pretty cool moment. I was lucky enough to get my dad and my mum and my stepdad and my uncle and my brothers to come over. So It was
for your first game.
Yeah, to New Zealand. So it was a bit late notice. I didn't know I was going to play till Wednesday, and the game was on a Saturday, and they had to fly over. I think my dad didn't have a passport, so I had to get fast tracked. Somehow got that sorted out, and just like to have them there was awesome. Wouldn't ask it anyway.
Special.
Else. Yeah, that's right.
So we all know that laughing's very good for our health. Do you laugh very often?
Yeah, I try to, yeah.
What makes you laugh?
My brothers make me laugh. They're pretty funny. My little brother's a bit of a comedian. He's a funny guy. And yeah, my mates, everyone's pretty funny, and you need to have a good time.
So the younger brother, he's the funny one in the family.
He is, I think, yeah. I think he doesn't have much else going for him, so he has
play a few
funny
jokes on each other when you're growing up.
Yeah, for sure. Still do. Yeah, we're still living with each other, so.
Classic. 3 great books, mate. You much a reader?
Yeah. Love reading. Slowed up a little bit at the moment. Need to get back into it, but yeah, love reading.
Got 3 good books that you'd recommend for us?
Yeah, there's so many great books out there, but my 3 biggest books is In a Game of Tennis. That's a really good book. It helped me a lot with my performances on the field. Daring Greatly by Brené Brown. That's a really good book about vulnerability and being yourself. And Be Here Now is another good book I've read. And they're all they're probably my 3 favorite books.
Okay. The best tip or advice that you could give us, Max?
As a 21-year-old, I don't want to be giving everyone, advice who's a bit older than me, but I guess just learning every day. Like, all you can do is like keep growing and keep improving. So, just learn more and more as much as you can every single day. So
I reckon that's pretty good advice, Max.
Yeah, it's worked for me so far. So we'll see how we go.
All right, mate. Last question. Finish this sentence. I believe.
I believe Queensland will beat New South Wales 3-0 in this next series. No, I'm joking. It's I believe if you put your mind to it, I think you can achieve a lot more than you could ever think possible. Wayne's a big advocate for that. If you dedicate yourself to something and fixate on it and put your mind to it, you can do really good things. So I think that's something I believe in.
That's funny because that's exactly what my mum used to tell me, that if you put your mind to anything, you can achieve anything. So
it's true. You'd be surprised how far you can go, and it's a good important lesson to learn.
I completely agree. Very, very good to finish this off, Max. Thanks so much for coming in, mate, and giving us those insights to life as a professional footballer. And I wish you every success, and actually look forward to maybe seeing you in a maroon jersey in the next few years.
I don't know about that. We'll see, but I don't know.
Put your mind to it, mate.
Yeah,
you might achieve it.
That's right. Yeah.
Thanks again, mate. Appreciate it.
Cheers.
Thank you for joining in on today's episode, and I hope this Strong Mind, Strong Body series empowers and inspires you. Make sure you've subscribed to our channel and leave a comment if you enjoyed today's podcast. You can also check out our website for more info about M26 FIT at m26fit.au.